Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited for today's video. We are continuing on in my testing new eyeshadow palettes get ready with me series. I was inspired to do this because Tom from Hope Mess Tom did something like this a little bit earlier in the year, maybe like summertime. Just was going through their collection and having their get ready with me is focused around an eyeshadow palette that they still needed to like test and try, or were like still trying to get their thoughts around. And I have recently bought quite a few new eyeshadow palettes and I'm nowhere close to like getting through testing them all. So today, due to high request, popular demand, so many people have been, this is by far the video that I posted about 21 eyeshadow palettes that I'm still like testing. This was definitely the most requested, and also this was the most recommended palette to me since this launched. So many people have told me how much I would love this eyeshadow palette. This is definitely something that should be on my radar. And so Unearthly was 40% off, and I finally got my hands on this. And today we're going to be creating this eye look, as well as we're going to do the rest of my face, obviously. I did something outside of my comfort zone on the eyes, and I had so much fun creating this look. This is the first time I have reached for this palette, but I can tell you guys are not wrong. This is definitely going to be a palette that I absolutely love and adore. Unearthly has a wonderful matte formula, and their special shades truly are so special. What I do love about their special shades, though, is they are quite reflective, shifty, like just special, but they aren't so textured that I feel like I get a lot of creasing with them. Sometimes with Bella Beauté Bar, I do get quite a bit of creasing with their formula. Sometimes that comes with the territory of special shades, but I don't get that same issue with Unearthly. So if you guys would like to see me create this look using the Unearthly Gargoyle palette, then stay tuned. First, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel and you like project painting content, palette themed content, or just hanging out and chit-chatting about makeup, that is what we do over on this channel, so I hope you'll consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the video. Okay, today we're going to be playing around with the Gargoyle palette from Unearthly. I feel like this was by far my most requested to play around with in a video, and by far the most like talked about or recommended palette to me. Like, so many people are like, you need to get the Gargoyle, you need to get the Gargoyle. So we're gonna play with Unearthly Gargoyle, and I obviously have already started something on my eyes. I wanted to try to do something a little bit different than what I typically do, so, but I also didn't want to do this on camera because I did not know how it's gonna go. Basically, all I've done so far is take the shade Darkest Hour, which is this like kind of matte navy blue, and created this like thick wing. Although I am seeing now that my lights are on, I'm gonna have to clean up this side a little bit along the edge. Okay, I still have no idea if like my vision for this look is going to come to life. I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous. But I'm gonna take the shade Mystic Stone right here, which is kind of like a purple with like green and gold sparkles. It looks very, very pretty. And I'm gonna take this on just like a flat brush. I don't know if I should spray my brush or not, a flat liner brush. I saw Batty Bean do a look similar to this. I'm just playing around with some different colors, but I wanted to try just like a different technique. So I'm gonna start. And the problem is my eyes are uneven, so like even my wings right now, they're not perfect. Don't look too hard, but we're just playing with makeup and we're just having fun. So I'm gonna start. Also, wow, I have a load of laundry going and it's very loud. What is in there? Okay, I'm gonna stamp this. Oh, but I do want to be able to obviously see it, like when do you know what I mean? I swear the dryer should, or the wash should be finished soon. I am gonna spray my brush to see if that helps a bit. That is like a really pretty color. The only thing I'm also thinking is I definitely did not like set my eyeshadow primer, and I'm wondering if I should have done that. I don't know if you can even see that right now. I actually think maybe I will also just stamp this along the upper like winged line here, just for fun. Okay, I feel like before we go any farther, just because I do kind of want to set, I did put the Ulta Beauty matte long wear like eyeshadow primer down, I'm gonna take a little bit of Gothic Grace, which is just like the lid setting shade, the bone colored shade. I'm just gonna like sweep that along the upper like brow bone area. Oh my gosh. Okay, finally the wash cycle is coming to an end. All right, I'm just gonna go back over top just one more time then with that shade Mystic Stone. And just stamping that along where I want it. Like, do I want it even higher? Possibly. Ugh. I wanted to do something that just like wasn't my same old look, but it's always so stressful trying something new, especially when I feel like I already get stressed when I'm filming myself doing makeup on camera. Okay, I'm gonna pause right there. And I realized I'm an idiot because I didn't lay down my NYX glitter glue, which I meant to. So I'm gonna lay some NYX glitter glue down. I feel like I need to re-up on my NYX glitter glue because I feel like I'm gonna just run out one day. It's like getting to that point. And I'm gonna be so sad. Okay, I'm gonna bring that out onto the corner here because I am gonna tap over some of like one of the special shades on the outer part as well. All right, now that my lids feel tacky, I'm gonna take a little bit of the shade Night Watcher here. And right here where I definitely have some blue, but it starts to meet my lid. Or definitely have some of that matte blue, I should say. Just gonna tap that along. Okay, this Night Watcher shade is really pretty. I don't want to bring that too far in though, so I'm really just kind of focusing on that on like where the navy blue is in the outer corner and not bringing it much farther than that. Okay, then I'm gonna go back in with Mystic Stone here, and I'm gonna kind of fill in the rest of my lid, but I am still gonna go in ultimately with this shade. You'll see. But for right now, I am gonna just go in with more of Mystic Stone. And I'm taking a smaller brush, and I'm just gonna bring that like across the whole lid here. I feel like maybe I should zoom you guys in closer. I'm so sorry. Wow, we could have gone in a lot closer here. I feel like this Mystic Stone shade is really pretty. And I feel like even with like a cool toned matte brown look, this all over the lids is definitely something I personally feel I would feel confident or comfortable in like getting away with at the office. Gotta have a little fun on office days too, right? All right, then I'm gonna take the shade that I'm probably most excited for in this entire palette, Dismal Sky. I will say Eerie Echoes also looks right up my alley, but I'm gonna take Dismal Sky on my pinky. And I'm going to tap that kind of like right where that blue and purple meet, like right on the outer third, and kind of bring that into the center here. Loving that shade a lot. I feel like I want to bring it in a little bit more, maybe about like leaving a third of the lid. Yeah, I really like that shade a lot. Okay, not gonna lie, I don't hate this so far. Obviously we still have things to clean up. We have a full face of makeup to put on, so it looks like more put together. I know my eyes aren't even, but I'm learning to accept myself for my flaws, so it's okay. I am gonna take the tiniest bit of Veil here, and I'm gonna mix it with Gothic Grace to lighten it up just a little bit. And then like tap that off even. I'm like, do I want to try and like run that along the outer edge here just a little bit? Maybe. I don't hate that. Yeah, I kind of like doing that. Okay. Well, like ever so slightly, because I really don't want to like blend my like sparkly edge away. But it does add just like a little bit of coolness. Like cool toneness, not like cool girl. And I definitely do have some like navy blue fallout, so I always do my eyes first, and this is why. I'm gonna clean up underneath my eyes, and then we are gonna move on to the face, kind of get the face put together. But I feel like I need to take a little bit more of that darkest hour, which is the navy blue. Oh, I don't want to do anything I regret. Just bring that up a little bit. There we go. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. It's fine. We should just quit while we're ahead. But now I'm like, do I need to do a little on the other eye? Okay, we're gonna quit while we're ahead. We're gonna move on to the rest of the face. Okay, I took a wipe underneath my eyes, but I'm also gonna take a pointed Q-tip and a little bit of my Bioderma micellar water. And I'm just gonna try and use that just to like clean up this edge just ever so slightly. Zooming you guys out, this should be my second video in this like testing my eyeshadow palettes get ready with me series. I don't want to do the exact same makeup as I did last time, but I am going to still use my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip, the gold one, because I am so close to emptying this one out. And I just want to use it up because I am still hoping that I can finish my e.l.f. Niacinamide primer by the end of the year too. I'm still hopeful I can have 2 additional primer empties before the year is over. You see how close we are. Just a few more uses away. Okay, I am gonna go in with my NYX Pro Fix Stick. This is the pink color corrector. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of this underneath my eyes just because I always have issues, especially like out on this corner of my eye. The day that I'm filming this is a Sunday, so there's football happening today, and I feel like right before sitting down to film this, I placed not the smartest, like a pretty risky sports bet, and I'm like regretting it. Granted, it was only $10 for me, but like fingers crossed I win. I feel like, oh my gosh, I was filming, what video was I filming? My 12 indie wishlist palettes video, the one that I did in collaboration with Emily, and I was talking about the DD Signature Broken Jewels palette in that, and I said like, oh, if I like win at sports, like my sports bets this weekend, like I'm definitely buying that, but then the palette was sold out. And actually, I think it was last Sunday, I was scrolling during the football game, and I saw that that palette was available for pre-order again, and I did order it. I didn't place any sports bets, so I didn't lose money, but I did lose money pre-ordering the palette, but I'm so excited for that one. And it'll be my first time trying DD Signature, which will be exciting. Okay, I still haven't self-tanned. Perhaps I will still today. That's still a possibility, but I need to do a light foundation again because I am, I mean, right now my like primer is darker than my skin, but I don't want to use the same one as I did last video, which was the Dior Forever Nude. So today I'm going to go in with my REM Beauty Sweetener Foundation, which I think I actually purchased around this time last year. And I think I am also going to go in with my Glossier Future Dew and mix a little bit of this with the REM, just because I don't have anything to do today. So if I don't love the combination, that's fine. And at least just, you know, adding a little extra glow is just what makes me happy. Okay, I still feel like that looks quite dark. Anyway, we'll just bring it down the neck. So that is gonna be the combo today. I did 2 pumps of the sweetener foundation, which probably was too much, and 2 pumps of the Glossier. Probably too much. But, and definitely too dark. I'm like, okay, the foundation squirted out looks so much darker. Oh my gosh, I used the Fresh like deep hydration with the rose in it today, and I'm like towards the end, so I get like rose petals on me. There was just one on my neck. Anyway, I feel like that sweetener foundation was significantly darker squirted out than it looks just like here in the bottle. Maybe not though. Maybe I'm just crazy. We'll just bring it down the neck. I feel like I haven't done like a really colorful, fun eye look in a while, so this is fun. And this is my first impressions with the Gargoyle palette, by the way. But off of first impressions, you guys were not wrong. This palette is like right up my alley and just so pretty with some of those shifty shadows. I've been trying to be a little bit better too about trying to like layer different like duochromes or just metallics just to create even more combinations. And I do really like the way like some of these shadows kind of layered on one another. For concealer today, it's been a minute since I've reached into my Natasha Denona concealer. I have the shade N1. It has been like a serious minute since I've reached into this, it feels like. I don't want to go in with too much concealer. Speaking of football, thankfully the Vikings don't play today. They played on Thursday this week, and we look so bad. We look so bad, and just, last year was such a fun year, even though it like ended so poorly. And it just is so painful to be a Vikings fan. If you guys watch football, let me know what your team is down below, and let me know if you just experience pain in your life because of football. Like if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, totally get it. If you're a Cleveland Browns fan, honestly, I feel like you got it worse than the Vikings. There are some really bad teams too this year. Like that were kind of surprising and unexpected, like the Dolphins this year. Like, wow, a lot worse than I thought they were gonna be. Sorry if you're a Dolphins fan. Also, what is happening with the Ravens? Like, I know Lamar's out and injured, but like I actually like the Ravens, so that kind of makes me sad. But football girlies, fellow football girlies, or fellow football men, let me know. Who's your team? Dang, I forget how much I like that concealer. I should reach for that more. Okay, before I powder, I'm not gonna forget today that I do want to play with the Merit Rose Hippity matte blushes. Obviously I'm just gonna choose one. I'm gonna, just because my face is so dry today, just spray a little bit of Max Fix Plus. And I think of the two shades today, I think I'm gonna go with, ooh, this is hard. Okay, so I have, what shade is this? Oceana and Heirloom, which Oceana's lighter, but it's definitely more of like a bright peach, which I don't necessarily think is going to be the vibe. I also don't know that is gonna be, they do sheer out, like really, really sheer out. Oh, definitely this over this. Okay. We're just gonna see what happens. I actually think I'm also gonna lay down a little bit of my Rose Ink Opalescent highlighter. This is a cream highlight, mostly because I want to finish this before the end of the year. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I really would like to. So I'm just gonna tap a little bit of that on the cheeks. Obviously, I'm gonna powder everything and go over top. I will go over top with like powder products too, but that is honestly so pretty. I feel like I talked in my last Get Ready With Me about like, what do you guys plan to pick up, if anything, during Black Friday? I feel like if Rose Ink, like the actual brand page, had like a decent Black Friday sale, I would potentially pick up a backup of this highlight, just because I think it's so pretty for just like glossy, like glass like skin. And I just feel like next year especially, I'm gonna be doing a lot more just like easy breezy, clean, simple makeup. And I feel like I would really benefit from still having this in my collection. All right, how do I want to apply this blush? I think I'm gonna take it, I think I'm gonna just put some on the back of my hand kind of sloppily. I probably way over applied that. And then I'm gonna take my favorite e.l.f. brush. I need to clean my brushes so badly, but there's like a million other things on my to-do list that I'm like, I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna take my e.l.f. airbrush stipple and just pick some of that up. And actually, it doesn't really matter how precise I am here, just because I am gonna go over top with powder. Actually, why is that so pretty? Why was that so easy to apply and so pretty? Like, what? I was fully expecting that I was gonna put this on and be like, meh. But that actually looks so natural and so pretty, especially for like, obviously I'm gonna go for more full glam today, but if I was just doing like no makeup or just like a cream. Okay, that is so pretty. And over top of that highlight, it definitely still has a bit of a glow. But it does set down. Okay. Okay, I like that. Glad I tried it. Will continue to try. Also, before we move on any further, I'm going to put on a little bit of the Fairy Kiss Too Faced Pillow Lip Balm. In the last video I filmed, I put on the other one that came in this 2-pack. And I want to use this again because I did really like it. But I feel like this with the like, it's like pink with blue sparkle. I feel like it'll match today's look well. Not that this like will not be my like ending lip product, but the lips needed a little something while we continue to get ready. Okay, I'm gonna powder my face. And I think today I'm going to go in with the Givenchy pressed powder again. I have mine in the shade Viola Rose, and I just take a little powder puff and honestly just like mix it all together. And I'm only gonna use this to set underneath my eyes. This does give a really nice like mattified blur underneath the eyes. I just feel like sometimes this year when I've used it, I felt like it looks too heavy, but when I used it yesterday, I liked it. And honestly, like it definitely does give like a mattified blur. Like it definitely looks a lot better than this under eye right now. Although I feel like this under eye inevitably always seems to look a little bit more tired and sleepy. Okay, there we go. And then I do want to use the same powder as I used yesterday too. I want to use my What's Up Beauty Wild Dancer powder. And the reason being is I was fully anticipating this is something that I was going to end up decluttering. But when I used it yesterday, I actually really enjoyed it. And Kosa's Cloud Set is still like by far my #1. But sometimes it's nice to change it up from time to time. So if I had like another pressed powder in my collection that I liked to use or felt like looked good on my skin, wouldn't be the worst thing. I'm also not saying it would be the worst thing if it was just like I had my one go-to powder. That would be fine too. But if I have a powder that like works for me, I don't want to declutter just to declutter either. Yeah, I do feel like that powder actually just looks really like nice, light and natural on the skin. Like it doesn't fully mattify me or anything. It doesn't take like all of the glow out of my skin, which I actually really appreciate and prefer. Okay, this might end up getting saved through the declutter, which is funny because I also was thinking about having like one of the What's Up Beauty, what am I thinking? The bronzer was also on my chopping block, but I can't stop reaching for that. I like pulled that back out to kind of see if I really wanted to declutter it, and I literally love that. In fact, maybe I'll use that today. Maybe I will use that one today. I'm gonna spray my face just one more time to let that powder set in. All right, I am gonna use the What's Up Beauty Cheek Terry bronzer, and I have the shade 10 Light Medium. It is like a marbled baked product, but it is so beautiful in my opinion. I love bronzer, and like typically I feel like I go way too, like I can just go way too heavy-handed, but because of this formula I feel like it's so thin that it's just really buildable and just like really easy to blend. Okay. Bronzer is on. Do I use the same highlight as yesterday? I know I said that I don't want to be using all the same products, but that is brand new, so like a part of me does kind of want to try it again. I think I'm going to, because I was editing back yesterday, I was like, dang, my cheeks are so glowy. So I'm going to be taking the NARS Light Reflecting Luminizing Powder in Electra, and we are going to use this for our highlight today. That is so beautiful. Definitely not necessarily for the faint of heart, but also like it does look just like really smooth on the skin. I feel like the way that my lighting is right now is not doing this side justice. It does just look so smooth on the skin that I don't know, I think it's so pretty. Definitely taking some on the nose. Love a highlighted nose. Okay, I want something like pinky yet natural for the blush today. And I don't know why, but a combination of this shade right here out of the NARS Overlist palette, which I believe, I never know how to read these. I believe it's either Let It Burn or Body Talk, the way that you, whatever way you read it. But I'm gonna take some of this pink. Tap a little bit out on my hand just to make sure we get all the powder off. Or not all of the powder off, but some of the excess powder off. Okay, I do like the way that that is looking. Just taking a little bit more, because I do plan to film a couple of videos today, so we want the blush to last. And then just because I love my Hourglass palette too, I know we're looking a little crazy now, but it's gonna all work out. I'm gonna take a little bit of the shade, I think Surreal Effect. Yeah, Surreal Effect, just to add a little bit more of almost like a shine, just like a sheeny glow. We are looking very blushy, but we'll tone it down. We'll tone it down. I'm gonna do my brows off camera, and then we'll be back to like tone down the blush just a little bit. Okay, the cheeks really are quite scary. I'm gonna try what I did yesterday, and I kind of enjoyed using this as a finishing powder, so I'm gonna see if I can take the cheeks down just a notch with the Slip Tint from Shay. I have the shade Too Translucent. Just taking this on my What's Up Beauty brush, and I'm just going to do that. Did that take it down at all? I don't know. Okay, maybe slightly, maybe slightly. All right, I'm gonna zoom you guys back in because we are gonna finish up this eye look. For the lower lash, I'm gonna go in with my Urban Decay 24/7 in the shade Goddess, which is this navy blue with sparkle. I'm gonna take it in the waterline, like so, but then I think I'm gonna also try and just take it, and I rarely do this, I'm gonna try and smudge it a little bit below. And then I'm gonna try and smudge it a little bit further with a brush. It's gonna be a little bit more dramatic than I'm used to on the lower lash. Especially this one. Like, why are my eyes so uneven? Oh well, it is what it is. It's fine. Do I need to like try and do the same over here? The problem is this eye that I'm touching right now is like more watery, so I swear by the end of the day it'll be like more smudgy. I'm gonna take a little bit more with a pencil brush, a little bit more of the shade Mystic Stone up here, that kind of purple princessy style of shade. I'm really glad that we added the matte, like the matte a little bit, just I feel like it helps to kind of like bring everything together. But I'm just going to run that along that line again, or kind of like where I have everything traced out. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I do really like the way that this look turned out. I know the eyes are not completely even, but especially for like trying something that I don't typically do, like I will take it. All right, on this same brush, I'm gonna take this shade right here. This is in the shade Eerie Echoes, and I wanna add like a little bit of fun green to the lower lash line. So I'm gonna take that. I actually think I might spray this. And I'm just taking that along the lower lash, and I think I will also bring this in to the inner corner. That is such a pretty shade too. I can see that Eerie Echoes shade being just an absolute favorite shade of mine. That is like right up my alley. Okay, I do feel like this would be a look that like would be best suited probably for a lash, but I'm not a lash girly, so I'm just gonna try and do a really thick coating of lashes, or of mascara. Maybe I should look in a mirror while I do this. So I'm taking the e.l.f. Incredicurl for the lower lash. I don't only do this on the lower. And then I'm gonna do a combo of this and the Ilia Limitless on the upper lash. Okay, mascara is on. This is the look with the Gargoyle. Don't look too hard at the wings. I get they aren't even, but I think this is so fun. Especially, honestly, this is giving like winter snow princess vibes in my opinion. Oh, I actually love the way that this turned out, and I had so much fun doing it. I think for the lips, I want to do something like really kind of pinky, baby pinky, so I don't know how much this is gonna work. Oh, this is like really pink. How am I gonna do like a baby pink? Let me see what I have for lip liners. Okay, I think the closest I have, I don't think I have like a good necessarily like a light pink lip liner even, but maybe I could do, I'm gonna take ColourPop Oh Snap, which I think is more of like a mauve. Okay, that really just looks like my lips in my opinion. And then I'm gonna take, I have the shade Femme from Lawless. Oh, that's not really like what I'm going for though. I don't know if this lip combo is gonna turn out exactly what I want. I'm actually gonna go in with Minx, which is a little bit deeper, from Lawless. And then I'm either gonna take the shade Daisy Girl from Lawless, which is like a baby pink gloss with some shimmer to it, or I have Marshmallow Electro, the Juicy Tube from Lancome. That one's a little bit more clear. I feel like, oh, I don't know if it's gonna work exactly how I want. I'm gonna try Daisy Girl. This might not like layer over top of this. Actually, I feel like this layering isn't gonna be good. I'm gonna go in with the shade Marshmallow Electro from Lancome. And I think we'll just go for like a darker lip with a bit of sparkle. This scent is bringing me back to like my 7th grade crush, who was like my true first like crush, and how he broke my heart. Oh my gosh, that scent is bringing me back. It's like heartbreak all over again. Good thing I moved on. That literally is like bringing me back to like middle, like I literally can see myself in the hallways of middle school. Being so upset because one of my friends had the same crush as me and he couldn't decide. Anyway, you guys, this is the final look for today. I think this is so fun. I'm glad that we did something outside my comfort zone. Obviously, I don't do looks like this a lot, so like practice will hopefully make things better. But what a fun look using the new Unearthly, not the new, this is a year old, using the Gargoyle palette. Thank you guys for continuing to recommend this palette to me, because off of first impressions, I'm definitely not disappointed. And there's so many fun shades. Like, it's not just the blues in here. This shade Eerie Echoes is totally right up my alley. We know I love a green or like an aquamarine or like green with blue, love. But I also am like really impressed with the shade Mystic Stone, which purples aren't always like my #1 shade that I'm gravitating to, but I think there's so many fun sparkle reflex in that. I really am so excited to continue to play with this. I also like that we have some neutrals in here, so I truly do think that this is something that I could still create looks like for work in. So I'm obviously going to continue to test and try this. You'll see this in my year-end ranking, but that is going to wrap it up for today's Get Ready With Me, testing a new eyeshadow palette and just playing with some old things. I would love to know if you plan to pick up any new eyeshadow palettes before the year ends, and what palette is it? Let a girl know in the comments below. Other than that, thank you so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting me and my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.